Hi guys, in this short video I will be exploring some different shot types and how they help directors to tell a story. I'll be looking specifically at close-ups, extreme close-ups and point of view shots. So what are these things and why are they used? In an earlier video I talked about how wide shots can isolate a character and how mid shots are used to give a general sense of where people are and what is going on. Now it's time to get closer. Much closer. One of the most common uses for a close-up is what's sometimes called a tight shot. This is where the camera frames in tight on a person's head so that we can see their facial expressions and any emotions that they might be feeling. But I want to talk about how close-ups can be used as cut-in or cut-away shots to emphasize something important to the story. In this example from Knives Out, the mid-shot of the nurse Marta giving Harlan Thrombey his medication cuts into this close-up of her hooking the medicine up. This suggests that the medicine she's giving him is going to be important in some way to the story. A cut-in is where we cut to a closer shot of somebody that's already in the wider shot. We can see Thrombey's arm here, and the cut-in is closer to that arm.
I don't know, protected, playing life like a game without consequence.
Some cut-ins follow the line of sight of the character. In this example from the Meg, we see a cut-in from a mid-shot of Matt looking at his phone to a close-up of the phone itself. The audience's focus follows Matt's focus down onto the phone. This suggests that whatever is about to play on that phone will be something that we want to hear.
Oh my God, DJ Matt, there's someone down here. Jonas was right. Jonas was right, you caught.
Close-ups can also be used to similar effect when we cut away from the frame. A cutaway, as its name suggests, is when we cut to something that is not in the frame of the previous shot. We are cutting away from that shot to some other important focus of attention. In this example from the opening to Woman in Black, when the woman in black has possessed the girls and made them walk through the window, we cut back to a close-up of this doll. The shot suggests that the doll is looking on. The doll symbolises lots of things in this scene. The childlike innocence that has just been lost, the idea that these girls' lives will be forever frozen at this age, like a porcelain doll, and the idea that somebody is always watching in this house. Imagine if the shot had cut back to a mid-shot. There would be so many things in the scene that we wouldn't necessarily know which one to focus on. The intensity and emotion and symbolisms of this scene would be lost. If close-ups draw our attention to what's important or emphasize emotion, extreme close-ups can make us feel uncomfortably close to the action. Like here in The Lighthouse. In this film, Thomas Wake, played by Willem Dafoe, has an unhealthy obsession with the lamp that sits on top of a 19th century lighthouse. There is the suggestion that the lamp is somehow alive, like some alien entity too weird for us to understand. The film frequently cuts to extreme close-ups to emphasize this weirdness and turns the lamp into another character. It's a technique that was used extremely well in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, where director Peter Jackson wanted the One Ring to feel like another character. ECUs can also be used to show the inner workings of things and are becoming increasingly common in effects-driven films, where it's possible to show just about anything. In this sequence from David Fincher's Fight Club, we are seeing the inside of the narrator's head in extreme close-up. If you've seen the film, then you'll understand why this is a significant opening sequence. David Fincher is a fan of extreme close-ups in his films. It's one of the things that gives them an uncomfortable feel.
When deep space exploration ramps up, it'll be the corporations that name everything. The IBM Stellar Sphere, the Microsoft Galaxy.
Finally, we move on to point of view shots, or POV. These can be used to put the audience directly in the shoes of the character. Instead of whatever is happening to them, it's like it's happening to us. One common use of POV shots is for telescope shots, like this rifle shot in the Hurt Locker.
25 meters, roger that. Sanborn! Butcher shop, 2 o'clock, dude has a phone!
Shots like this are effective because it's no longer the character who's making the decision about whether or not to shoot, it's the audience. With this in mind, it's important to think about whose perspective we are seeing things from. An American audience will feel very different about a POV shot that puts them in the shoes of an American soldier about to fire
If you got it, take it, man.
than they will be being in the shoes of a soldier who's about to fire on Americans. Use of POV is one way in which directors get audiences to empathise with characters and their situations.
Kowalski, do you copy?
Remember, the camera is the eyes of the audience, and deciding what those eyes see and how close they get to see it is a great way to control an audience's emotional response. Thanks for watching, y'all.